Burns and Usman got a date. Oh, thank goodness. I mean, in many ways, thank goodness, because that was getting weird. Like, there was just enough time that was going by, and there was just enough questions that weren't being answered to make you speculate and think, is something going on here? Is something amiss and this fight isn't going to come around? And that really would have been terrible. I mean, don't forget what Burns went through to get to that spot, right? He goes through RDA. He goes through Tyron Woodley. Major sweepstakes going around for who's the guy going to be, particularly after Masvidal inserts himself and says, I want to be the guy. Well, when you have a BMF champion who's the biggest star in the sport, he generally is going to get what he wants. And all of a sudden, in conjunction with all of this, Burns, Masvidal, which is supposed to happen year's end of 2020, never gets booked. So you just start, what is going on here? What is happening? What is the delay? And we were living through a similar time where Sterling was said to be the number one contender that would be up next for Jan, but they hadn't made that official. There was like a press conference or like some nice things were said, but there was nothing on paper. There was no date set. And all of a sudden, Sandhagen is headlining a card. Right? I mean, and all of a sudden you go, okay, wait a minute. What's going on here? Was this Aljo and Peter? How come this isn't lined up, but you were getting the same feels for Burns? I want to say Burns and Usman were going to fight, and maybe even COVID had something to do with it, so it scratched the date. And that was the opportunity to go, well, you know, we tried. Let's shuffle the deck. I mean, that's a very common thing. We see that happen all the time. Look, we tried. Didn't work out. Boom, we're going to go with these guys. But they put them both on hold. So it's like, well, maybe they're going to fall. Maybe we're only going to fall on the same date, in the same cage, doing the same thing together. But maybe not. I mean, this sport moves so quickly, and whoever is in the mind's eye changes in the blink of an eye, and it just appeared to me there could be some tomfoolery getting ready to happen with Burns and Usman, who, by the way, didn't do the best job of keeping that out there. I don't know that Usman would care either way. Usman's next fight is going to be for the title because he's bringing it. But Burns, it was incumbent on him to keep the flame hot and make sure that the attention stays on him until that date comes and that contract is signed. Well, that's today. So a fight that we were expecting to happen, the right fight to happen, a fight that we wanted to happen. But guys, thank goodness it's now official.